my friends. This is future me at the beginning of this vlog to let you know a couple of things because it got crazy. So first of all, this vlog encompasses 2 weeks of reading, and that was an accident. I just didn't get 1 week edited in time, and then by the time I did, it was time to upload the second one. So here's 2 weeks worth of a reading vlog. Secondly, it starts out as a challenge, a can I read 200 pages in a day challenge. I'll let y'all figure out how that went along the way, but I can tell you that week 2 was not a challenge anymore. So just keep that in mind. I did read quite a bit, and let's jump into it. Hello, my friends. It's actually Friday, but it's going to be the start of a weekly reading vlog. And in this weekly reading vlog, we are going to be challenging ourselves a little bit. We're going to try and read 200 pages a day, counting both audio and physical books. So I think it's totally doable, especially since I'm on summer break. You guys know, have motivation issues and wanting to fall asleep at all times issues. So we're gonna see how well this goes. I had to start this vlog really quickly because I have to be somewhere in like 20 minutes. So I just wanted to come on and tell you guys I'm here. We're doing a vlog this week. I don't know what's up with the lighting. We'll fix it as the week goes on. You guys know we will have lots of feline companions as we try and read our 200 pages. And the 2 books that I'm focusing on first are the audiobook for One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware, which I have already started, as well as Heat of the Everflame by Penn Cole, which I also have already started. So really this is like a, we're trying to finish some books here situation. Even though this is a challenge vlog, I'm still gonna take you guys along with me as I do all of my normal things, theater things, garden things, pool things, friend things, and we're just gonna have a blast. I'm not anywhere close to being done with this book, so this is a priority. I'm like maybe 30% of the way in, so 200 pages. Hopefully we will make a good dent in this week. And then I'm also listening to One Perfect Couple, and I can hear the question because I don't have the physical book. How do you know how much you're reading? Like, how do you know if you're reading 200 pages a day if you're listening to an audiobook? Let me tell you, I'm a math teacher. I can figure this out. I took the percentage that I was on, which is 11%. That's what I started at this morning. And I applied a math formula to it. So I looked up on Storygraph how long the book is, and it's 416 pages. We're gonna take the formula part equals percent times whole. I do not know the part. The part would be how many pages was I at 11%. We leave that alone. So then part is our X value, and it equals your percent, which was 11% or 0.11 in decimal form, and you multiply it by the whole number of pages, which was 416. 11% times 416 was about 45 pages. So if I read about 41 pages, that equates for 10% of the book. So every 10% of the book, I can add another 41 pages on. And as of right now, I'm at 22%. So that's about another 45 pages. So today I've read 45 pages. Math. It can do amazing things. I just got back from going to see my local community theater's summer camp showcase. They do a kids summer camp every year where they teach them a bunch of theater songs and dances, and I just went to support all the kids. A lot of my students were counselors and a lot of cute community kids were in there, so it's time for lunch. All that to say, tonight I'm going to go see The Fall Guy with my best friend, and then tomorrow night I'm working a musical at the local professional theater. I'm ushering, and because I get to do that, I get a free ticket, so we're gonna go see Beautiful, the Carole King musical, and then it's a week full of rehearsals for Children of Eden. So it's actually strangely a nice day outside. So nice. I'm in my sweatshirt outside in Mississippi in May. So I made myself a water in my new Awala water bottle. I needed something that wasn't gonna spill if I took it backstage. And I don't know if y'all know about these water bottles or not. Leak proof. So this is Skittle, pineapple passion fruit, and strawberry starfruit. I like the tropical mix. I'm gonna set up my Kindle stand and read for a few hours out here. Our movie isn't till 7:15, I think, so I have quite a bit of time to read because it's only 3 o'clock. about 20 pages out here, but as y'all can see, kind of looks like a storm is on its way. So I'm gonna head inside and switch to my audiobook. I've read about 60 pages total today and get some cleaning done before I have to leave for the movie. Kitten, do you want to give a review of the last book that you read? Oh, was that like a 3-star? Oh, but 5-star scritches. Five-star scritches. Sitting down to edit in my room, and because I want to be fully awake right now and for the movie, cracking open an Alani Nu, what is this called? Dream Float, which I can never find this flavor anywhere, but they had it at Dick's Sporting Goods yesterday. And I love orange cream float type flavors, so I'm so excited for this. But let's get a video edited and then we can get back to reading. Excuse the very funky lighting going on right now, but I just got out of Fall Guy, or the Fall Guy, I don't know, Fall Guy, the Fall Guy. Y'all, it was so good. It was so good. The music was good, the acting was good, the production and direction of the movie, and like at the end, the emphasis they put on all the stunt casting, it was so good. I've heard it's not doing great in the box office, and for that, I have to say go see it because I don't even like action movies, and I had a blast, so go see it. Magical night at the movie theater. Home from the movie, showered, ready for bed. Just did the math and I need to read 22 pages before I go to sleep. And the Amazing Readathon has now started, which completely throws the books I was reading for a loop. I now need to read a book that I did not buy or pay for a subscription for. So I can't read Heat of the Everflame right now because that's KU and I pay for KU. So I'm reading an arc I got called Love Letters and Thirst Tonics by Haley Blackwood. I follow her on TikTok. She's a great reader, and I mean, I haven't read her book yet, but I love the concept of it. It is a cozy vampire fantasy romance. So I'm team fantasy. This will give me points for fantasy. And I gotta read 22 pages before I can go to sleep. So at least 22 pages, here we go. And just editing me so I don't have to film another update. We'll put a little graphic right here with how many pages I read of each book before I post this. Here's the graphic. Good morning. We know I look like an egg when I wake up, or a toe, egg, I don't know. This is a thumbs up, not a toe. I am about to make some coffee, and I have to admit, I was 8 pages short of 200 last night. I read 12 pages in Love Letters and Thirst Tonics, and I fell asleep with my Kindle still on above me and the lamp still on. So I was tireder than I anticipated. So we're gonna read 208 pages today. We can totally do it. So Love Letters and Thirst Tonics, I did start this last night. I'm gonna give you an update while I look like an egg. I'll get ready later. Those of you who are the troopers can bear with me. But I started this last night, and so far the setup is good. I did tell you guys this is a debut, and I feel like the writing does kind of show that it's a debut. However, the concepts and the characters that I've met so far are all very cool, and the writing fits the cozy genre aspect of it. I'm not expecting a literary masterpiece or anything, so I'm having a good time. It's feeling like it's probably going to be like a 3 or a 3.5, but I am on the ARC team, and I want to give my honest thoughts about it. The book says I'm going to be done in 4 hours, so I'm hoping that this can be my first read of the Amazing Readathon, and then I can finish One Perfect Couple for one of the sightseeing prompts. If you don't know anything about the Amazing Readathon, I will leave it linked below. I think you can backlog books all through the month as long as you're going in order of the stops. So our first stop is in Toronto, and like I told y'all, it is a book that you did not buy. I did not buy this because the author, Haley Blackwood, kindly sent me the ARC. So reading that one, and Bree with 4 Paws in a Book, she's the one that started the Amazing Readathon, and she's like the top dog of the Amazing Readathon. She's the mastermind behind the whole thing. She is starting sprints in just a little bit, and so I'm gonna make my coffee and probably a bagel and join sprints.
All of them with purple accents, like my sheets were purple, and then I had orange art on the walls.
What taste?
Like,
I tried to
40% in my first book.
just a girl sitting in the McDonald's drive-thru because everything else is closed in Mississippi after a theater performance. But guys, I can say that the Carole King musical, this is it. It was so good. I know her songs. I didn't know anything about her life. It was so good. The story was great. The songs were great. The acting was great. The singing was great. It just made me happy to be a human. I love theater. It's now the end of the day. Everything in this lighting is very yellow, but we're gonna keep trucking. Wanted to update you all. It's midnight now, so my day is over. I'm probably still gonna keep reading, but those pages will count for tomorrow. In total, I read 286 pages today. So not only did I make up for my pages for yesterday, I read even more than that. And I thought, since I'm over halfway done with both of those books now, I would give you some thoughts. As far as Love Letters and Thirst Tonics, I don't think I told you guys the setup. It is a cozy small town vampire romance. And we're following two characters, Fee and Red. Fee lives in this cozy little town. She runs a trinket shop. And one day she goes into work and it smells really bad. And then all of a sudden her store like collapses around her. And this is something she's put her heart and her soul into. So obviously it's a huge tragedy and it's her livelihood. So she's freaking out. She goes to the mayor. Fortunately for her, the mayor has like outsourced this contractor woodworker guy named Red from another town, and he is in town doing a bunch of like carpentry work for people. So he gets assigned to Fee's situation to help her rebuild her store. In this book, vampires basically want blood all the time, and in order to kind of suppress their cravings for blood, they are able to take things called thirst tonics. And if they don't have thirst tonics, they can go into something called a bloodlust. So we're dealing with whether or not these two are coping with their bloodlust and their thirst tonics. And there's also this like really cute pen pal situation going on, this like secret pen pal, you've got mail kind of feel. My thoughts from this morning still stand though. It very much feels like a debut novel as far as like the writing and the grammar and the clunkiness mechanics of the sentences. And I'm not trying to like bash an author. I think that her idea is excellent. I certainly could not write a book. I probably, well, never say never. At this point in my life, I don't think I could write something worth publishing, and she did it. And so far, it's got pretty good reviews from people who have read it. It's not going to be like an all-time favorite for me, but I'm having a really like just enjoyable, cozy little time reading it, which I think is the intention. And then with One Perfect Couple, man, I wish I had my tripod. I have a lot to say. One Perfect Couple, the setup of this book is we have got this couple named Nico and Layla. I think it's Lila. Nico and Lila. Lila's a scientist, Nico is an aspiring actor, and they get approached to do this reality TV show that's kind of a Survivor meets Love Island type show, where they go with a whole bunch of other couples to this deserted island, and they have to survive, but they also like couple up, and they're trying to see who like is the best fit, is the best match, is the one perfect couple surviving at the end. So they agree to go do it. They sail away to this deserted, beautiful little piece of paradise. But the whole time they're going, it just feels a little bit sketchy. It's not really sold to a network. They're just filming the show. And when they get there, they notice that the crew is like a skeleton crew. Meaning, if you don't know what that means, they just don't have enough people there on the island to really manage everything going on behind the scenes. There's no therapists or doctors. It's just like producers, camera crew, and even the camera crew is pretty short because most of it is kind of like the circle cameras where they're just like not operated by humans. They're just like in the room. And my opinions of this book right now are that I wish we had more of the reality show before the thriller stuff started happening, because we got the reality show, it opened up with that, and I felt like it was over really fast. And then we like entered into thriller territory, which I won't spoil any of that for you, but I really like it so far. So far, it's my favorite thriller I've read this year. I'm not done with it yet. That could change, but I really, really like it right now. Good morning, friends. Me and my forehead spot are here to tell you that I spent most of the morning doing some work on Patreon stuff. I made some chapter reading guides for City of Brass, which is going to be a book we're reading in July for the series Read Along. We're reading the Daevabad trilogy, and I'm pretty pumped about that. But for people who aren't as acquainted with epic fantasy that need something to help pace themselves, I made some chapter reading guides. So for 8 week, 6 week, and 4 week. So the that is up and ready for people to start reading if they want to. I have to go cat sit this morning, which really just involves scooping the litter and feeding these precious little cats. And then I'm going to go check out Aldi because they have this Kindle bag that some people are finding. And if I can find it, I want it. So I'm going to go there, and then we're going to come back home, and I have rehearsal this afternoon. I need to do some cleaning. This weekend kind of got ahead of me. And I have been listening to One Perfect Couple, and I'm gonna attempt to listen to that in the car. I have to roll my windows down, and sometimes it's too loud to hear, and I don't have a fancy car with Bluetooth, so we're gonna make the best of it. I also need to get my script set up on my iPad. We can't write in our Children of Eden scripts because they have to be sent back to the company, so I'm gonna scan my pages into my iPad so that I can annotate on them that way. I got a Kroger delivery, and I went to Aldi to see if they had the Kindle bag, which they didn't, but I did get some things. Guys, if you have an Aldi and you like hummus, this hummus quartet is so worth it. Every single flavor in here is delicious, and it's huge. I got some bread, toothpaste, because, you know, I needed it, a giant thing of coffee creamer, mayo, these are cucumbers, watermelon, ketchup. I have been craving chicken salad, so got some chicken salad, eggs, garlic and chive pita crackers, some pretzel crisps, some ricotta cheese. I like to mix this in with my eggs and also in with my pasta sauce. Then I got some wax melts. I like to always have these going. This was $13 at Aldi, and I don't have one for this year. And then I finally found the creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. All this costs way too much money. Yay! Quick break from reading because I have a very short rehearsal. We're just going and learning the alto part, and then I'm going to turn around and come home. And I think I'm going to go to the pool and try and finish both of my books there. I'm like 88% through One Perfect Couple, so that one's real close.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay.
I'm tired, and I feel like I didn't do that much today, and I also feel like I did so much today, but I finished One Perfect Couple, gave it 4 stars. I will be happy to talk about my spoilery thoughts with that. It was almost a 5-star. Something happened that made it not a 5-star for me, and I'm still reading Love Letters and Thirst Tonics. Thirst Tonics and Love Letters? No, it's Love Letters and Thirst Tonics. I'm in bed hoping to finish this tonight because this will be my first leg of the Toronto leg for the amazing readathon, and then I can also submit One Perfect Couple for sightseeing. Here's your kitten dose for the evening. I need to calculate my page numbers and everything for today. I don't think I'm at 200 quite yet, but like I've been doing, I'll put the graphic right here for y'all so that we can all stay accountable. But so far, this challenge hasn't been that bad. Good morning. It's Monday now. I have to remember I started vlogging on Friday. I did complete my 200 pages for yesterday. So far this week has been pretty successful and pretty easy. So that's good. I'm guessing this summer it's going to be easier to hit that page goal than it would be during the school year. Because during the school year, there are some times where I read less than 10 pages a day because I cannot keep my eyes open. I just got ready. I'm drinking a coffee because I need it today. And my cats woke me up so early. Specifically Zelda, who is hiding because she knows I'm mad at her for waking me up so early. So I decided to just go ahead and get up and get ready and do some filming today. I'm hoping to get 2 videos filmed, not including this one because this is like an ongoing video, but I'm hoping to get 2 videos filmed, uploaded, at least one of them edited today. And then we're gonna read Heat of the Everflame because a new city prompt has not been dropped in Escape the Readathon yet. So, not Escape the Readathon. A new prompt has not been dropped in the amazing Readathon yet. So I don't know what the prompt is going to be. So since I'm in the middle of Heat of the Everflame, I'm going to keep on reading that one. And if I end up finishing it, I can use it for a sightseeing prompt. But if a prompt gets dropped, then I can use it for the city prompt if it fits. Does that make sense? If you're not doing the amazing readathon, none of this might make sense to you. I would like to get a walk-in today. We'll see if that happens. And then I have dance rehearsal tonight, which I have no idea how that's going to go. The audition dance was very difficult for me as someone who used to dance but has not danced in like a decade. So we'll see how it goes. I do have some more thoughts on love letters and thirst tonics. And unfortunately, y'all, it just didn't work for me. It was 2 stars. I finished it because I'm doing a readathon, and I finished it because it was a short book. And looking at the reviews, I'm worried that a lot of the ARC reviews were just giving positive reviews because they were on the ARC team, and I really felt that the quality of the book was not represented very well in the reviews. And I'm not here to like bash the author. I love watching this author's social media. She's got really, really good ideas, and I think that she has a very promising future ahead of her writing, but I feel like she had to get this one out in order to learn about so many different things. So I told y'all the premise of the book, and the problem is stuff was just thrown in to make the plot happen instead of like being introduced to it and then circling back to it later. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but it would just be like, we're going along, there's a problem, we need to solve the problem, and instead of the problem being related to something that we knew about previously in the book, we just threw in a random answer to the problem that nobody could have like put the pieces together for. And then honestly, I skipped the smut scenes, which I don't normally do. I don't mind smut scenes in my book, but these just felt so like procedural and mechanical and using cliche phrases that you would normally see in a smut scene rather than like experiencing the scene through the personalities of the characters. And I didn't enjoy that, so I skipped through all of that. And also there were like no stakes, and I know this was a cozy romance, and so there don't have to be like high stakes, but as far as like any conflict that we had in the relationship, it would be like smooth sailing, smooth sailing, smooth sailing. A problem, oh, we fixed it. And it was like we never had to work through anything, and then everything was just resolved really, really fast. So I finished it, I reviewed it, that's done. I have not read anything today yet. I have filmed, I'm about to start editing, but I think we're gonna go pick a tomato and have our first tomato sandwich of the year. Now, it's a small tomato, so it might be a piece of tomato toast, but still, I'm excited. So let's go pick it. Thank you, garden. It's 4 o'clock and I have not read a page. I feel so unmotivated right now. And like not, hold on. I don't feel unmotivated in the sense that like, I just want to sit here and do nothing. I've folded laundry. I've cleaned my kitchen. I got one of those giant like electronic scrub brushes to clean my bathroom, cleaned out the brushes and decided to use it to try and get some of the grime off of my kitchen floor. Like, you know how stuff just kind of collects around your trash can? Scrubbed that sucker today. My kitchen floor looks brand new, which is so exciting. But I haven't read a page. I just did a Patreon update, but I can't find the motivation to read, and I have to go to rehearsal at 6:30. So I really need to step it up because so far today has been a flop. But it's also kind of hard doing the amazing readathon because I don't have any books I can read before I feel like the next prompt is going to be dropped. So I guess like reading Heat of the Everflame in between prompts is good, but I want to binge that book right now. This is definitely a me problem and not like a readathon problem. It's just a me problem and the state of mind that I'm currently in, but we'll make the most of today. I got a kitten with me, as always. I cleaned up my living room. I still need to clean up my bedroom. I don't really want to do that right now. Anyway, I hope your reading day is going better than mine. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. We're about to make some Greek chicken bowls. Probably won't have time to eat this before rehearsal, but at least it will already be made so that when I get home from rehearsal, I can partake. I just went outside and picked some dill. Seems like it would be appropriate for Greek chicken bowls. Let me get everything else I need. I'm using a recipe from Pinterest. You guys, I haven't danced in a long time, and that was evident tonight. Also, we danced on a hard floor, and my knees and my hips are reminding me that I am in fact 34 years old. I feel like by the end I had caught on to most of it except for some more like technical ballet combinations, so I'm gonna have to work on that. I only had my dance option on my watch on for like an hour and a half out of the 3-hour dance practice, and in that hour and a half, active calories, I burned 444 calories. And I just turned it on because I was curious. I knew I would be sweating and moving, so I just went ahead and recorded it as a workout. Holy moly. But really, I want to go home, shower, eat dinner, and read some of Heat of the Everflame. Am I going to get 200 pages read today? I'm gonna try. Finally having my homemade Greek bowl. We've got chicken, cucumber, tomato, red onion, marinated artichoke hearts, hummus, and some pita crackers with goat cheese and homemade tzatziki sauce. I'm so hungry. And a creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. Let's eat. Let's just go ahead and acknowledge that I failed the challenge today. I probably read like 10 pages. Amazing readathon got real crazy for our team. I won't say why, but I can say that the book that I will be reading for the Buenos Aires prompt is Heartless Hunter, which I wasn't gonna read for a while because I got spoiled for the end of it, but I still hear it's worth reading and it's really good. So I'm about to pop my Kindle stand over here and get to reading because it is on Kindle Unlimited, which we love this month. Also, we're having really, really bad weather, and y'all please, I know this is after the fact, but just cross your fingers in the future for past me that I don't lose power again. Thanks. Happy Wednesday morning. If the question of the vlog was, can I read 200 pages a day? The answer is no, I cannot. I did read 42 pages of Heartless Hunter yesterday, but that was it. Yesterday was a wash. I woke up, I went to hang out at my brother's house. I was there for 4 hours. Then we had really bad weather coming in, but I'm cat sitting this week, and so I had to go take care of those cats, and they live like 35 minutes away from me. With the weather, it took me 3 hours to get from where I live to there and back. And so rehearsal got canceled. I did some random sprints last night, so I did get some stuff read, but I did not get 200 pages read. So that part of the vlog is now complete. It did not happen. I cannot do it, but the vlog is not complete. So I'm gonna keep reading. Change of plans. I was gonna stay home and rot on the couch all day and read till rehearsal, but my best friend texted me and asked if I wanted to go get lunch to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. So obviously I said yes. So we're gonna go get some lunch. Here's the reality of driving without air conditioning. I am glistening. I am losing the makeup, but worth it because our lunch was absolutely delicious, and I'm coming home with leftovers because I can never eat a whole meal. And lunch was right next to Barnes & Noble, and there's one book that I'm gonna go in there and see if they have. And if not, I'm just gonna get a coffee and then head home. I would like to go on a walk before rehearsal and read a little bit, but let's go to Barnes & Noble. Okay, my friends, they did not have the book that I went in to get, but we are fooling ourselves if we thought I was gonna come out of Barnes & Noble empty-handed. Yes, I'm so hot. I got a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino, which I never get a frappuccino, but I'm hot and I wanted something really cold to sip while I drove home. Look what the humidity is doing to me. It was the buy one, get one 50% table that got me. And if you're curious what book I was looking for, it was A Feather So Black by Lyra Serene, which it said they had it on the website, but they did not have it. So I'm just gonna get that one on my Kindle. But I got the sequel to A Dawn of Onyx, which is A Promise of Peridot. And the book that I've been wanting to read for forever, Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I think this will be a fall read, but it was 50% off. So, I think I bought this one and this one was 50% off, but still, floppy paperbacks, my one true love. Let's go home and hydrate. Just got back from dance rehearsal. I'm having so much fun. I'm not the best dancer in the group, but I'm definitely having a lot of fun. Look at the hairs this morning. What is happening? I'm like a Yoda. They're like my Yoda ears. I am about to go take care of those cats that I'm watching and get a coffee on the way. It's gonna be about an hour there and back. And then come home and read because I really am into Heartless Hunter right now. Oh, baby. And then I'm gonna make some cookies for my castmates at some point today because I have some leftover dough from the last batch I made, and then I just ordered ingredients for another batch of dough so that I can feed everybody. And I might grill a steak today, but I have leftovers for lunch from Brent and I's lunch yesterday, so that's gonna be nice. But really, we know we're not really doing the 200-page challenge anymore, but I do want to read a lot of Heartless Hunter today. I might even take my Kindle to the pool. I know there are some people out there who are not leftover people, like they just cannot eat leftovers, but let me tell you what, I'm a leftover girl, and this smash burger and these fries are about to go down.
42 degrees? Well, that's your chocolate cream.
I'm sitting out here in my grandma hat, but I'm literally the only one at the pool. I did have to clean it up because we've had some storms the last few days, so I just got the net and did as much as I could, but man, I'm just gonna float and read for like 2 hours and then go to rehearsal. Guys, holy crap, it is so hot. I don't know how to describe to you how hot I am other than to tell you I had been noticing some pests on my pepper plants, and so I went outside to deal with that today. I was outside maybe 5 minutes, and I have been dripping sweat since I came in, and that was like half an hour ago. Oh, Mississippi, get your act together. I haven't vlogged it all today because I have just been in the bed reading. I just got ready because I'm doing some Patreon sprints tonight, and I always get on there looking like a hot mess, so I decided to actually put myself together today. But I'm like 60% through Heartless Hunter. I'm hoping to finish that on sprints today and then wrap the vlog up after that. I know I haven't told you what it's about yet. Most of y'all probably already know, but I'll wrap up all of that when we end the vlog. And I think I'm gonna save a garden tour for next time because nothing's really that new today. But anyway, just a quick update. Tell you about this book that I read, Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli, because I read it and didn't tell you anything about it. So I had been putting off reading this book because one of my Discord groups, it was a complete accident, but somebody didn't end a spoiler tag correctly. And so on my notifications window, I saw like every spoiler possible for this book. There's a couple big reveals, and not knowing them would have been a really fun reading experience. However, because this one did fit the prompt I needed it to for the amazing readathon, and also because I could get it for free on Kindle Unlimited, I just said what the heck and went with it, and I gave this book 5 stars. This is about our main character, Rune, who is a witch, but she has to be a witch in secret because there was a rebellion against the witch queens a few years prior, and basically everybody that was a witch has been purged. Her best friend is Alex, who is not a witch. He knows all about her being a witch, and he keeps it secret, and in fact, he helps her smuggle witches to safety. However, Alex's brother is a witch hunter, and his name is Gideon, and we also get his perspective. So Rune is kind of figuring out that it's going to be beneficial for her to kind of infiltrate the witch hunters, and the way that she knows how to do this is by kind of courting a witch hunter. That way she can get intel that she needs, and so she and Gideon kind of become a thing. She is using Gideon to get information that she needs to help save witches. Gideon is using her because he suspects that she might be this elusive figure, the Crimson Moth, that is helping witches get to safety. And so they are falling for each other, but at the same time, they are playing mind games with each other, kind of like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Day style mind games, where like they're into each other, but they also have an ulterior motive. And it's just like this back and forth thing, and you're rooting for them, but also you're like, no, stop getting close to each other. Meanwhile, you have another character who is just pining in the corner. And the setting of this book was also super interesting because it was very Regency, almost touching on industrial age. Like I think there's electricity, there's university. It definitely feels like society has progressed towards a more sophisticated culture, but we also have witches and spells and all the fun things that come with a magical book. And I read this in like Sorry, somebody was knocking on my neighbor's door and I thought they were knocking on my door. But I read this in just a couple of sittings. I had so much fun with it. I can't wait for the sequel. Very, very happy I decided to read it. I'm about to go to brunch with my best friend. We have a little fund that we add money to every now and then, and when we have enough, we decide to take ourselves out for a little treat yourself meal, and so we're about to go get brunch. I'm currently about to start reading for, is it Berlin? And I have to read a book with a verb in the title. And so we are going to read How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. Become is a verb, die is a verb, try is a verb. It's a little bit of a stretch because I think it's supposed to be a movement word, but we're going to make this book fit. It's one I've been really excited about. And I just saw Kayla from Books and Lala gave this book 5 stars last month. I don't think it's going to be for everybody, but I really think it might be for me. So after brunch, you're going to come back and film a video and then jump right into reading that. The worst part about filming is that sometimes like your makeup and your hair comes out so nice, and this is the only place you're gonna go for the day. I'm about to go to the pool, which means I need to wash all this off. I'm gonna take my book with me. The aftermath of filming my favorite book accessories is right there. I hope y'all enjoy the video. Let's go wash my makeup off, have a quick lunch, and go float for a few hours. Much of my makeup off, but we're gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna shower when I get home, so I'll worry about that later. And I found a book to listen to on my walk. I don't really know that it fits anything for the Amazing Readathon right now, but we're just gonna roll with it. It'll fit a sightseeing prompt. And then when I get home, I'm going to finish filming the video. I've already edited all the main footage. I just need to put some B-roll stuff in, get that uploaded, and then I will read some more How to Defeat the Dark Lord. 2 miles, 88-degree heat, lots of humidity. I'm dripping. But I started listening to Crossroads by Devney Perry, which is just like a ranch, Montana love story. So far, so good. I think I'm just going to save that for my walks because easy to listen to. I can also focus on my surroundings while I listen to it, but I got to get cleaned up and finish that video. Hey friends, happy Tuesday morning. I did not read it all last night. I got sucked into a TikTok time loop where the time just ran away, but I'm about to sprint, public sprints on my channel, but I think I want to sit outside. My hair is just going to do whatever it's going to do, but I want to sit outside on my patio, but that means I need to go clean my patio up real quick. So sprints are going to be like 5 minutes late, but I'm going to try and get a lot of How to Defeat the Dark Lord read because I need to do that because I'm super behind on the Amazing Readathon. I have an update I was not expecting to make, and that is that I DNF'd this book. I wasn't expecting to. And a lot of people I know have DNF'd it because of the humor, because it's very crude and crass and the humor is lewd and the sexual content abounds. That's not why I DNF'd it. I was so bored. Like after we get the initial setup and our main character Davi is trying to travel around and become the Dark Lord, she's got to like rally a troop of orcs to like support her calls, and they're going from place to place to like gain support. I just was bored with like the whole setup of the book. So I got to 54% because you got to get to 51% to DNF with the Amazing Readathon, and I'm just moving on. So I'm really sad to let this one go. I'm really glad it did not win my Patreon pick because I don't think it would have been a book for 95% of the people in my Patreon. And we're gonna say goodbye to it, so goodbye. And the book that I'm picking up for the Paris leg is Little Eve by Catriona Ward. I was just telling people on sprints that this is going to fit a couple of different things I needed to do. It was on my TBR for the month. It's a short book, so hopefully I read it quickly. It's my Sisterhood of the Traveling Books pick for the month, so I'm gonna annotate it and send it off to the next person. And it won like a Mary Shelley Horror Award in 2022. So I can read it for the Paris leg of the race, and I can be back in the game. So I'm really disappointed by that Django Wexler book, and I don't wanna say that I'm done with Django Wexler. I'm gonna have to give him a second chance, but that one was not the book for me. I want to try his Ashes of the Sun series. I don't remember what that like whole series is called, but the first book is called Ashes of the Sun. Maybe that one will be a better fit for me. It seems like a lot of people like that one, but I'm sad to set How to Become the Dark Lord down and probably never pick it up again, which feels like a waste of money. It does. Anyway, let's read this book instead. I'm home from rehearsal. I've had dinner, sitting with my cat. I think I'm gonna go for a walk. We have streetlights around the apartment complex, and I'm just in the mood to move around. This is Fit Girl Summer, and fit just means that you feel good about yourself. But I want to listen to an audiobook and go walking, and then I want to come home and shower and veg out in the bed and read my little horror book that I'm liking so much. But I'm listening to a romance book that is just like a girl returns to her small town because she bought a ranch that she grew up going to when she was a kid, and now the ranch belongs to her, and she kind of had a thing with the oldest son every summer that she would go visit this ranch. And I think it's kind of like a second chance romance situation. It's Crossroads by Devney Perry. I've read some of her what are they called, the like Indigo Ridge. I've read some of those books. I haven't finished that series, but this one is free to listen to on Audible if you have CoE. So that's pretty much why I picked it. And then we'll come home and get set up in the bed to read some more of the horror book that I'm just like itching to get back into. Rehearsal was hard tonight. The music for this show is hard. It is now Tuesday. I think I called yesterday Tuesday. I'm not going to be updating much today because I'm not feeling it today. Yay womanhood. But I stayed in bed till 1, got a crochet project finished. And then I'll probably come back here and do some more nothing because there's no motivation when I feel like this. Hey friends, it is Wednesday. Still not feeling great. Still heating pad situation going on, because if you know, then you know. But I did want to update you on my reading and a couple of other things. So I am currently still reading Little Eve. I've kind of set up this whole situation where I'm going to stay in bed. I'm going to rot in bed. I'm not feeling good anyway until I finish this book. I'm like halfway done. And I think I could finish it pretty soon. It is wild. It is gothic horror. It takes place at the turn of the century. Not like the current century we're in, but like the 1900s. And we're following this family that lives in this castle on a Scottish island. And it's a very, very creepy, isolated feeling, but all of the kids there think that it's normal. So it's about, I think, 6 kids, and they range from like pretty young to late teens, early 20s, and they live with this figure named the uncle, and they call him Uncle, and he has brought them all there because he believes that he is the adder, which is kind of like a religious symbol, and his addership must be passed along to one of these children so that the island and the people can stay protected for the end of times, when a giant snake will come from the ocean and kill off everybody except for those who believe in the adder. And there's a whole bunch of like rituals and ceremonies that this family goes through that's very, very unsettling. Meanwhile, there's some stuff going on in the neighboring town involving a murder and some other things that are happening. And so this family starts to get looked at a little bit closer. And one of the children in this family, her name is Eve. And for the longest time, I didn't know how old she was. Her name is actually Evelyn. But I think she's somewhere between 14 and 16. And she deeply, deeply believes that she is supposed to be the next adder. And she will not stop. She is pretty ruthless and vigilant in trying to make sure that she is the one that gets these powers. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens where you're like, is she really becoming this religious symbol, or is something else going on that's making her believe that she is? So there's a little bit of up in the air speculation, but we're also kind of seeing how this family is affecting the people in the town, and it is so atmospheric. Think Gothic Scottish castle You've got like all of the like setting of the early 1900s, but you've got creepy coast, which is something I always want. I want atmospheric, creepy beach all the time in my books, and this book is delivering. So I'm gonna finish that, but I also wanted to show you what came in the mail yesterday. I just did a video about all of my favorite bookish accessories, and lo and behold, my order from the Bestie book sleeve came in the mail yesterday. I wanted to jump on the Darling Desi collection when it was announced, and I didn't go all out like I wanted to, but I did get a couple of things. I got this kind of watercolor flower bookmark, which is what I'm using in Little Eve right now. I got the Swan book corner, and I love the way that she makes sure everything matches up when she makes these. She just puts so much thought and care into her products. And then I got this beautiful, almost like vintage looking fabric that's just kind of cream and green and pink. It reminds me of my great-grandmother, my Nana, because she loved pink roses, and so I got this because it just reminded me of her so much. And I needed another big book sleeve. I have 2 minis, I have 1 medium size, and now I have 2 big ones, and that way I can feel like all of my books are protected all of the time. But it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. I want to get to reading because I have so much around my apartment that I need to do. I have laundry, I have dishes, I have just general cleaning, but I want to finish this book first. This is what happens with my hair when I lie down. But it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm not done with the book yet, but I kind of want to move from my bed, but there's so much laundry in the other room that needs to be put up. So here is the plan. I ordered pizza. I had Domino's rewards that I didn't know about until they emailed me and they were like, your rewards are expiring. So I had enough to get a whole pizza. Healthy? No. Do I want it? Yes. So we're gonna go sit in there, find something to watch, and put the laundry up. Probably find something to watch once my pizza gets here, and then I can get back to reading. I did not finish my book yesterday. I have maybe 30 more pages. There's like a section break at the end, and it's right about when everything's gonna get revealed to you. And it was 2 a.m. when I decided to put the book down so that I could actually feel like I got some good sleep. So we're gonna go finish that right now and wrap up the vlog. And I think what I've decided to do is combine 2 weeks together. It's the way things are working right now. I made some water. I'm gonna go crash in bed for just a couple more minutes while I finish this book, and then we'll come back together once I look a little bit more presentable and wrap the vlog up today. It's the same me that introed the video, now here at the end of the video. So let's talk about what I read. I just got home from rehearsal. It was a great rehearsal. My character is pregnant in this show, which is making the blocking so much more simple than I have ever had in a show, because every time I come out to get my blocking, it's like, oh, you're pregnant, sit down. So that's making it fun and different. And that sounds like it would be super easy, but because I'm sitting, I actually lose a lot of my mobility to react. Does that make sense? And so I'm having to do a whole lot more like face acting than I'm used to on stage, because I'm used to using my whole body. But if I'm sitting down, I'm kind of limited to bodily movements. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm really excited. I'm really loving my experience with this show. I've got to get on to practicing and learning the lyrics of all of these songs like tomorrow. But I did just finish Little Eve by Catriona Ward. So in this reading vlog, I read Love Letters and Thirst Tonics. I read One Perfect Couple. I feel like there was another book I read. I DNF'd Be Sweet. Oh, I read Heartless Hunter. I DNF'd How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. And I read Little Eve. Very successful. We've finally gotten to where we're supposed to be in the amazing readathon. So I am in Cape Town with everybody else right now, which is exciting. But let's talk about Little Eve. I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. I ate up the atmospheric, creepy, gothic Scottish castle on an island. The cult family weird vibes were great. The ending took a turn I was not expecting, and I cannot say enough. I will be picking up another Catriona Ward book. I know The Last House on Needless Street is one that people highly recommend. I will say look up content warnings if you are a sensitive reader. There's a lot in this book that is unsettling and creepy in a way that is more scary to me, because so much of it is based in reality, and that always makes for a scarier story to me than like fantastical or horror for horror's sake. Like when it's based in reality, it gets so much creepier, and this book was creepy. Little Eve is quite the character. Highly recommend, 5 stars. Haven't had a ton of 5 stars this year, but this was one of them. And it was a horror, and it was a super short book. The only thing I will say is, even though this was a short book, I feel like I was reading it forever. I feel like reading 30 pages took me like an hour. I don't know why that was, but so good. As always, guys, my social media and my Patreon are linked down below. If you want to talk to me on any other social platforms, I would absolutely love that. If not, leave me a comment down in the comment box, or a snake if you just feel like leaving something and don't know what to leave. A little snake emoji will do the trick. I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye, guys.